So doing comparisons, like we were talking about, like if I'm looking for a piece of furniture, can I find it on Facebook Marketplace used? Or should I have to buy new? And if I'm going to buy new, do I buy it on Amazon or Etsy or some of those other places? On Wayfair, I'm just not really familiar with them, but I'm starting to become more familiar. If I can find the piece that I want less expensive somewhere else, then I'm going to have to do a lot of comparison shopping. Hi, welcome to Beyond the Paycheck. I'm Paula Christine. As you know, if you've been listening to the podcast, I was looking for a home. So I closed on it last week and I have finally moved in. And now I'm like really thinking about every single dollar I am spending because do I go out to eat or do I buy a rake? Do I do this or do I buy a shovel? It's kind of I have had to change my process, and I definitely using the 24-hour rule now to think about purchases. And I made a mistake when I was buying a piece of furniture for the house. I thought, oh my God, I fell in love with it. I bought it used on Facebook Marketplace, by the way, an awesome place to buy things for your home, especially when you can get them for relatively inexpensive. So anyway, I bought this piece of furniture and I didn't measure. So then when I moved to the new house, I brought it in and it is like way too big. It's like twice the size of what I need to, because my living room, kitchen, dining area is like just one big square. So it took up the whole square. So now I have to turn around and sell it. So what lesson did I learn? I learned to measure before you purchase anything. And now that I don't have as much as I needed because I moved from the condo into a home, I don't have everything that I need. So now every time I go to purchase something, I measure it to make sure that it is correct. But that's not what I wanted to talk about today, was my mistakes. I wanted to talk about ways that I am looking at cutting my budget. So first I went and, just updated my budget with my new mortgage payment. I added in what I could estimate the utilities to be because I've had a home before. And so I could kind of determine what those costs were going to be. And then I started to look for cuts because it was, less expensive to rent than it is to buy this home. I looked for, first of all, I think I'm going to cut out a lot of my dining out now that I'm able to have a gas grill. I wasn't at the condo that I was renting because it was on a 7th floor and they wouldn't allow us to have grills. So now I'm going to have a gas grill, which makes cooking so much easier and so much funner to have that grill. So dining out will be less. And because I bought a home where I have the ability to entertain more, so I'll be doing that instead of going out, I will be entertaining more. Where else did I cut costs? Well, I had to think about the subscriptions that I had. Do I really need to have Hulu, Netflix, YouTube TV, what else? Disney, all of those things, Max. Did I really have to have all of that? Because my cable internet bill, I had to go with Comcast because it was or Xfinity. So it was the only cable or internet provider in my area, which I think is bullshit. But anyway, it's the only internet provider in my area. So I had to go with them. And then I had to have it strong enough to do these podcasts and, all of that. So that's like $116 a month just for internet. So I had to cut things out because prior to that, I had Verizon internet and I was paying $35 a month. Now I have to pay $116. Just doesn't seem fair. It's just the same internet, but whatever. So I cut out a lot of subscriptions. And then what I'll do is when I want to watch something on Netflix, then I'm going to add it and then delete something. Because, you only binge watch for a few weeks a show. Maybe you keep Netflix in the wintertime so that you can catch up on everything that you missed. But maybe in the summer, you're going to be outside and you don't really watch TV and you can do without having any streaming services. Or no, you would have to have some. But maybe you only have one just to kind of give you something to do at night. Now, I do have to figure out what I'm going to do because I don't have any local stations. And I do like to watch Good Morning America, and I do like to watch Kelly and Mark, so I really want to be able to see that. I kind of miss it since I don't have it now. So I'm going to have to figure that out. I don't know if I'm going to get an antenna, which is free, or if I'm going to have to get something like YouTube TV. But all of that costs money. So next that I look to do is trying to figure out how to do projects on my own instead of having to hire someone. In my bathroom, I'm going to need a cabinet because it's the weirdest bathroom ever. But I'm going to need a cabinet because by the way, there's no linen closet. So I have to figure out how I'm going to store towels and, sheets and toilet paper, the stuff that you have in a linen closet. And I'm looking online at Amazon trying to find cabinets, and I don't know if they're good. I've looked at Facebook Marketplace, but I can't find just exactly what I want. And then I thought, I watched some stuff on TikTok and YouTube videos, and I think I'm going to try to do it myself. It seems like it's going to be a little bit less expensive, and I'm going to try myself at some crafting. So what else did I look at? Shopping smarter. So doing comparisons, like we were talking about, like if I'm looking for a piece of furniture, can I find it on Facebook Marketplace used, or should I have to buy new? And if I'm going to buy new, do I buy it on Amazon or Etsy or some of those other places? Wayfair, I'm just not really familiar with them, but I'm starting to become more familiar. If I can find the piece that I want less expensive somewhere else, then I'm going to have to do a lot of comparison shopping. But I've learned too to measure before I purchase. And there's just so many things that you don't even think about that you're going to need when you move into a new home, like rugs in front of the door. So, people have a place to put their shoes when they walk in, just those kinds of things that you didn't even think about. I mean, the cost of some of this stuff, like I had someone come in and fix the garage door opener. That was $500. I had someone come in and, change all the locks and key everything to be the same. That was $500. Everything starts to cost when you have that home ownership. So it's very important to do some comparison shopping and to just not go with the first person. When I was looking at getting the garage door fixed, the first guy that came, nice guy, something just rubbed me wrong about the company. But anyway, he was to do the same thing that the other guy wanted to do for the garage, which he, first of all, didn't even deal with the issue. But anyway, so he wanted to charge me. I had to put this thing, a strut on there, or not a strut, I guess it's called a strut, or something to pull the door back in because someone had hit it with a car. And this guy wanted $430 to do it, and this other guy wanted $200 to do the same thing. Had I not called a second place and got an estimate, I would have not known and just paid $430, which I would have got for $200. So it's great to get estimates. I find that I'm getting 3 estimates for everything that I want to do, just so that I have something to compare it against. I'm getting some cement poured, so I've gotten 3 estimates on that. And ironically, it's ranged for the same exact job, $10,000, $12,000, and $14,000. So which one do you go? Do you go to the middle of the road? Do you go to the most expensive? Or do you go to the cheapest? Well, you go to the one I think that you connected with, which I ended up being the one that was in the middle of the road. Okay, let's talk back about my entertainment. So when I was in the condo and I lived in a downtown area, so I could go and, walk outside and do whatever. And now I'm in a more rural area. So it's not that easy for me. So I think that's really going to cut down on some of my spending. But I still want to go out and have fun, because I am single. And so I decided to start to look for free things. And if you listened to my episode 2 weeks ago, we talked about family things that you could do that were free. And so I thought, what can I do for free? So I'm looking for outdoor concerts. I'm looking for hiking. I'm not looking for it. I'm going hiking. I don't have to kayak anymore because I live on the lake now. So I can kayak here, but you still want to, meet people and do things. So what do? There's a lot of different things, different opportunities to go out and have some fun that don't cost anything. And then you just grab your girlfriends or your guy friends or couples and go out and have some inexpensive fun. And then I also thought, people can come and visit me, do a potluck, instead of me having to fund all the expense for the food. There's nothing wrong with a BYOB, bring your own beverage, because everybody drinks something different. Can you imagine if you had to buy everything that everybody liked to drink, how expensive that could be? So there's different ways to cut back and still have fun. And through the next few months, I'm going to have to be watching my money just so that I can find my new way and my new budget, and making sure that I live within my means, because it's so important to do so. And to make sure that my savings is not affected by this move, and that I'm able to save the money that I need to save for retirement, and now I've added more like home maintenance and different things that I need for the home. I'm building back up my savings account. All of those things get done first before I can go out and spend. That's called pay it yourself first strategy that I use. So there's a lot. I think I just seem like I'm rambling because there's a lot up going on in my head that I have just trying to put into different places, trying to figure everything out since this move was a little crazy and getting here and trying to figure everything out financially. But it all worked out. Everything's good. But now I need to know that I need to even stick more to my budget. So anyway, I hope I didn't confuse the heck out of you, because I think I confused the heck out of myself. But anyway, it's been great chatting with you today. And this is Paula Christine with Beyond the Paycheck. And I will talk to you next week.